Let's talk about scrapes a little bit. I boil it down to three kinds of scrapes that we see in the woods. A lot of times you'll get into an area where you see, you think there's 20, 30 scrapes all in one area. Those aren't scrapes. Those are what I call pawings. A buck has come along, or two, whatever, traveling, and they just paw the ground a little bit, take a few paws with their foot, and they might only walk 20, 30 feet, and they do it again. What's that tell us? Tells us a buck went through there. Doesn't mean he'll ever be back through there. Chances are he might be, but it's really not any more useful than that. And then there's another scrape that I just call it's a common scrape or a breeding scrape. It's a real good scrape, and those scrapes are usually, especially in the big woods, are made close to where the doe groups are. Anywhere there's some does around, the bucks will start laying those breeding scrapes somewheres in that vicinity of those does. And those scrapes are the ones they'll be dug out real good, right down to the dirt. You'll see a footprint in them, maybe some droppings. There'll be an overhead limb where they put their scent on it and stuff. Those are breeding scrapes. That's good useful information, because those bucks are going to be back eventually to check on those scrapes. And hey, they're closer to the does, so for sure they'll be back. And there's a third kind of scrape, and I call it an annual scrape. It's really similar to the breeding scrape. It's going to look the same, except when you look real close, you'll probably see roots in the ground. Usually they're made under maybe a spruce or a fir limb or something. And those scrapes are made in the same place year after year, kind of like a signpost rub. Year after year, the bucks are going to that same place and pawing and scraping in the same spot. Sometimes it's more than one buck in the same scrape doing it. But the easiest way to tell is that the ground will be dished out fairly deep, you know, where they've taken dirt out of that over the years. And then the other way to tell is if there's any roots in there, the roots will be scarred and then healed back over from years of use in there. So if you look those over, that's what's going to be an annual scrape, and it's really that's a real hot spot, because those bucks are always going to come by those in their travels.